Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yeah, well there it is. I guess we're reaching the point of acceptance. What are the 5 stages of grief again? There's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then finally, acceptance. It seems as though, of course not for all, but for many leftoids, we are now reaching the point of acceptance. We went from Donald Trump is done, screwed, finished. Even Bill Maher, for Pete's sakes, was telling us, oh, did you take a look at the fake elector scheme in Georgia? He was going on and on and on about how serious the charges that Donald Trump were facing was. All these leftoids were telling us that Trump was done. He committed so many felonies, he can't possibly get away with all of them. And then fast forward, I don't know, 9 or 10 months later, it seems as though at this point they've given up. Bill Maher doesn't even mention the whole fake electors scheme nonsense like he used to. No, at this point, all he's doing is essentially admitting defeat. That all the Democrats have left is Alvin Bragg's little pathetic little case that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. I guess Bill Maher has finally accepted defeat, at least on the lawfare front. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on, but this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you guys by our friends at American Hartford Gold. Folks, we're facing uncertain times. It's been a real rocky 3 years. Politicians have a spending problem, printing endless trillions, then of course leaving you the tab in the form of inflation, the most insidious tax of all. The cost of goods and services continues to rise, and during times like this, one of the best ways to protect your hard-earned cash is by investing in physical assets. In this case, precious metals, gold and silver. That's where American Hartford Gold comes into play, the highest rated gold company in America, with gold prices through the roof once again hitting an all-time high, currently at almost $2,200 an ounce. Now's the time to give them a call. With one phone call, they could deliver physical gold and silver straight to your doorstep, or they'll have it delivered directly into your 401k or IRA. And best of all, you could take advantage of the current promotion, where you could receive up to $5,000 of free silver on qualifying first orders. All you need to do is call 844-440-1005. Again, that's 844-440-1005, or text Hivemind one word to 65532. That's 65532. As usual, a huge thank you to American Hartford Gold, always protecting us from the insidious tax of inflation. Alright friends, so here's the headline from the Post-Millennial. Quote, they blew it at every turn. Bill Maher slams Democrats going after Trump in legal cases. On Friday, comedian Bill Maher called out the Democrats and prosecutors who are going after President Donald Trump and said that they, quote, blew it at every turn. Take a look at this.
I mean, the Democrats have had 4 years to put Trump on trial, and it is all just going away. They blew it at every turn. Here's what's happened this week. Georgia, that one, okay. They're going to take up Trump's argument about Fani Willis. Now, she's the prosecutor. She's having an affair with the guy she hired. I mean, it's not really relevant to the case, but they left an opening. And now that one's going to be delayed. The stolen documents one, that's never going to happen because that's a Trumpy judge down there. So it's Stormy or bust.
I saw what you did there.
It just comes out. I'm not trying. If this one doesn't work, and she's a bad witness, because let me show you a little video. This is when I had Stormy on in 2018, and first I asked her why she had sex with Trump. Listen to that, and then listen to what she says after that, and then we're going to talk about the trial, because it's quite at variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that because it's not the truth, and I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was a power imbalance of power, for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out. Blacked out? She's a porn star. I don't think sex...
But that doesn't mean she's been subjected to the likes of Donald Trump.
Well,
I might black out too.
Do you really think she blacked out? I mean, a porn star is used to having sex with people she does not know. That's the job. It's kind of like Stormy Bob Stormy. Action, and let's go, and we're losing the light. So I just think she's not a good witness, and this is.
In a way, he kind of sounds like me. He went through each case, of course, starting off with the infamous fake electors scheme that Fani Willis was pursuing. She had an affair with the guy, little Nathan Wade, and so obviously that's being delayed. The documents case, insert ignorant Bill Maher copium, it's a Trumpian judge, therefore, I mean, nice argument, what an absolute fool. Not like just last week, a whole slew of documents were unredacted, showing clear, selective, and vindictive prosecution, not to mention prosecutorial misconduct and mishandling of evidence. No, none of that. It's just not going anywhere because it's a Trump-appointed judge. What an absolute clown. And in the end, he lands where we've landed. It's now Stormy or bust. They've got nothing else. And even the Democrats know it, and even the Democrats are admitting defeat. But most importantly, some Democrats will give Bill Maher credit where credit is due, are calling out the clear holes in the case itself. Hole number one, the case was built around their star witness, Michael Cohen, a convicted perjurer, a felon, a criminal, who's clearly got a horse in the race. I mean, he's got a vendetta against the former president. And then their second star witness, Stormy Daniels, who obviously cannot be trusted, whose character is always in question, and who he even admits, thankfully, and again to his credit, that she lied objectively, and that all of a sudden it sounds like she's using buzzwords. Those same Me Too buzzwords that we've heard a million times that worked in many other cases, power imbalance, yada yada yada. She even claimed that Donald Trump was forceful with her and refused to let her leave. Yeah, supposedly if this thing happened, Stormy Daniels, who literally does this stuff for a living, I mean, she's a professional at, this kind of stuff. Supposedly, she was shaking and she wanted to get out, but Donald Trump blocked the doorway and she blacked out during the process. Okay, come on. This is what they're seriously left with. I think at this point, ardent Democrat supporters are starting to finally realize that the jig is up. Of course, they'll continue to double down, just like the individual from this interaction with Bill Maher, who claimed, oh, well, I don't know, I would probably black out too. Wow, great commentary. You're totally not a complete dishonest Democrat hack who's trying to distract from the fact that Stormy Daniels essentially perjured herself. She clearly lied in her testimony and the whole case is garbage. It's obvious Democrats know this, but they're going to continue to play these dishonest games, distract, deflect, try to respond with witty remarks, but it all means the same thing, whether it's Bill Maher's admission or the horrible response and attempt at a joke from the individual on the panel. It all signals one thing: complete, utter panic. That's exactly what's going on. In my opinion, that's the conclusion, that's the story, that's the headline. Bill Maher and Democrats are in utter state of panic. Need more proof? Well, look no further. If the first video wasn't convincing enough, well then this ought to put it into perspective. Not only are Democrat strategists like James Carville and others sounding the alarms that nothing's working, not only is Bill Maher essentially admitting defeat on the whole lawfare campaign strategy, but now CNN's Fareed Zakaria is taking the panic to a whole other level as he's now urging the Biden administration essentially imitate Donald Trump's policies.
Is broken. And Biden needs to confront that and say, we're going to have to reform the whole system. I would wish he'd do something much more extreme, like say the old asylum system is dead. No one is coming in through that process. You have to apply from your home country.
Which was a Trump policy.
Which was a Trump, and also the Mexico, you have to be in Mexico to apply. I think that's all correct.
So strategically, you think that if
be
Biden would tack towards Trump policies, he would have actually a better political chance.
And it's also the right policy because the old asylum system is being gamed by millions of people. Now, why, at this point, I say it's complicated because Biden did actually recently make this big compromise where he essentially accepted what the Senate Republicans were asking for and gave them the bill that they wanted. And then, of course, Trump comes in and says, don't sign this bill because it's better for me to have chaos on the border than to solve it. So, I still think what Biden should do is declare an emergency, national security crisis, send the National Guard, shut down the amnesty process and say we're going to redo it. It's quite possible courts will throw out elements of what he does. But this is a place where Biden should learn something from Trump. Much of what Trump did, the Muslim ban, banning TikTok, the shutting down the border, was overturned by courts. But people remembered that he was trying.
Strong action.
Where he was. Symbolically, it helped him a lot.
It's basically yet again another meme come alive. It's this meme. Democrat operatives are so panicked that they're now openly calling for Joe Biden to adopt Donald Trump's policies, the same policies that they told you were essentially going to lead to a nuclear apocalypse because they were so horrifyingly racist. You can't make this stuff up. The panic is setting in like never before. I just hope all this left-wing panic is foreshadowing to a massive Trump landslide to come. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.